From Toledo's news leader, this is WTOL 11 News at 6.
Campaign 2016 has descended on the city of Detroit tonight.
The Republican debate is happening at 9 at the Fox Theater, and we are live in Detroit bringing you all of the details.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. I'm Jerry Anderson.
And I'm Melissa Andrews. Emily Voss will join us in just a bit for her interview with Governor John Kasich.
And the Republican candidates have spent the day campaigning before tonight's big showdown.
Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, John Kasich, and frontrunner Donald Trump are all getting ready, and a big audience is expected tonight. Viviana Hurtado is live in Detroit. Viviana, who has the most to gain tonight and who has the most to lose?
It's really, how you guys doing? It's really John Kasich who's going to have to do really well tonight. And this has a lot to do with the fact that in the last GOP debate, he was having such a difficult time just getting a word in. And then remember, he hasn't won a single state. And we were able to speak with his national spokesperson, Trent Duffy, and he said the governor is not only ready, but you're going to see a whole other John Kasich than we've seen up to now in the campaign trail and certainly in the debates. Somebody who's going to be with very sharp elbows, getting his message and the word in and his message across. This is what Trent Duffy had to say.
Well, he's feeling very good because there's 4 candidates now, and he's always been looking for that platform to share what he's been able to accomplish for Ohio voters, which is turning the economy around, creating all those good jobs. But he's been kind of crowded out, frankly, by all the slugfest and all the name-calling, all the insults. So he's looking forward to tonight.
Now, remember that the front runner is Donald Trump. And so one thing that I think we can expect for the debate later tonight at the Fox Theater is a lot of piling on. That is something that's already happened between Cruz and Rubio. Expect to see Ohio Governor John Kasich as well piling on. The big question, of course, is going to be, is that going to stick? Because up to now, Donald Trump seems to have been made of political Teflon. We're going to have a lot more at 6:30 and also at 10 and at 11. Reporting live at the Hockeytown Cafe right across the street from the Fox Theater, I'm Viviana Hurtado. Back to you.
Viviana, thanks so very much. Now, ahead of the debate tonight, John Kasich met with the media this afternoon. Our Emily Voss was the only Toledo TV reporter there alongside the national media as the governor answered questions, and she continues our team coverage tonight.
That's right. The governor spent some time today with grassroots activists from all around Michigan before meeting with the media. The room was overflowing with reporters and photographers, and the governor even commenting on how things have changed, saying the media basically ignored him until his win in New Hampshire. The governor spent about 15 minutes giving a short speech and then only answering a handful of questions. I asked the governor about the latest Quinnipiac poll that puts Trump ahead of Kasich in Ohio by 5 percentage points, just outside the poll's margin of error.
I go head-to-head with Donald Trump in Ohio. I win by 18. So we'll see how this all moves, but we are going to do all out to win Ohio. I'm going to do everything that I can do, and our folks will do everything we can do to win. And as you all know, I don't make predictions, but I'm going to make a prediction. I am going to win Ohio. Plain and simple.
Kasich has been saying he's not thinking of leaving the race, at least at this point, because he respects the importance of Michigan and Ohio, and also said he sees a win in Ohio as a gateway to a trip to the convention in July. Obviously, the next 2 weeks are very critical for his campaign. Worth noting, Governor Kasich is the only one of the 4 candidates still doing town hall meetings. Reporting tonight in the Motor City, I'm Emily Voss, WTOL 11.
We also just learned today that Governor Kasich has added a campaign stop right here in Toledo. On Sunday night, he's planning to be at the Tony Packers up on Front Street, 6 o'clock.
Groups in states bordering the Great Lakes are trying to get the candidates to pledge their support to cleaning up our water. Business, environment, and government organizations released a priority list Wednesday. It includes spending at least $300 million a year on the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. The list includes reducing harmful algal blooms, restoring wildlife habitat, and other actions to protect our water. With the Ohio primary now just 12 days away, we wanted to know what Ohio lawmakers think about the race. Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat, has remained largely silent on it until today. Tim Miller just talked to him a short time ago, and what's he saying, Tim?
Melissa, I started by asking him about the race over on the Democrat side. He supports Hillary Clinton for president, but he doesn't think she has the nomination sewn up just yet. Senator Brown says that voters do have a right to be upset with big business and the government, and he does think that Bernie Sanders has made some pretty good points on the campaign trail. But Senator Brown does expect Hillary Clinton to win the nomination and to win the presidency. Now the big question here, what does he think about Donald Trump? Brown says it is unfortunate that Trump is getting so many votes, but he said Trump's only getting about a third of the votes of Republicans. He talked about allegations that Trump has not distanced himself enough from support he may be getting from the Ku Klux Klan.
I think when people think about him as a potential commander-in-chief, and they think about his ethics, and they think about his appeals to fear and race and prejudice, I think he will resoundingly lose to Secretary Clinton. But I am concerned that he gets that close. I think he'll be the nominee.
Senator Brown said the more people learn about Donald Trump, the more they will not support him. Brown also said Trump will have a much tougher time when it's down to just 2 candidates for the general election, and that then the Trump phenomenon would not be as strong. Reporting live tonight, Tim Miller, WTOL 11.
Tim, thanks so much. So do you have our app yet? We're keeping you updated on all of the campaign 2016 details you need to know. We'll also have plenty of extras from tonight's debate right on that free download. All right, Robert told us exactly what we could expect today, so what is he tracking for Friday?
Yeah, always looking forward to the weekend. Let's get over to him now for a first look at our forecast. Robert?
Tomorrow is going to be a much brighter day, and I expect a good deal of sunshine out there tonight. But look at this with me. We've been through a number of snowstorms here over the last couple of winters, and when the snow is really coming down and accumulating, this view from the top of Seagate, you can't even see the Anthony Wayne Bridge there. And look at the visibility with snow falling. We're seeing well beyond it, all the way up the Maumee River toward Rossford. So this snow is barely accumulating out there, even with a temperature that's now below freezing at 30 degrees. We have an east wind at 8 miles an hour, and those snowflakes coming down kind of like a drizzle would during the summer, very, very lightly. Here's a look at it on our first alert Doppler. There's the snow that's drifting across the metro area, and off to the west, it does extend way back out there. So we have a number of hours of light snow left. The only big concern out there is bridges and overpasses, spots that could become icy. So take it easy in your travels out there this evening as our temperature drops through the 20s. We still have a huge warm-up in our forecast. Stay tuned for my 7-day.
Robert, thanks so very much. A cold case reopened. Investigators hope someone will come forward to help them find the person responsible for killing a grandmother in her home back in 2001. Michelle Zepeda joining us from the crime scene with a plea from that victim's family in this Crackdown on Crime report.
I had a chance to speak with the victim's daughter today, and she tells me that what happened inside this house nearly 15 years ago is still so painful.
She was the nicest, sweetest, and best mother you could ever have. And when I see pictures of her, a lot of times I just break down and cry because it's so painful thinking about it.
77-year-old Betty Jagosinski, a mother of 5, grandmother and cancer survivor, was known best for her giving nature.
She was a wonderful person. She'd give the shirt off her back for anybody. Too trusting, though, I think, and she let people take advantage of her.
And investigators feel that is what might have happened March 6, 2001. Jagosinski was found at the bottom of her basement steps at her house here on Bronson. Her front door unlocked, no signs of forced entry, but signs of a struggle, and her purse and wallet were missing.
It's something you see all the time, but you don't think that you're ever going to be involved in it.
Investigators have hit a dead end in this case, both family and police desperate for answers.
It just hurts, that you don't have closure.
Of course, Toledo police are hoping that anybody with any information will give them a call. You can call Crime Stopper 419-255-1111, and you can remain anonymous. You can also reach out to Toledo police on their Facebook page or their website. Reporting tonight, Michelle Zepeda, WTOL 11.
Parents in Sylvania tonight are being taught how to be street smart and recognize when their kids are making the wrong choices about drugs. Now at 6, Dick Berry has details.
Attention parents, on this table are hundreds of signs your kids may be using drugs and how they're hiding those drugs in plain sight.
A lipstick container appears to be lipstick, not real. There's a void in the bottom to hide the Oxycontin, that dab of marijuana.
This display is called Operation Street Smart. It tours the state organized by former undercover narcotics officers with the Franklin County Sheriff's Department.
Like here with the mini Oreos, we paid $32 for that. Nobody's going to pay that much. Mini Oreos to the top, it simply unscrews the bottom, and that's where they hide the drug.
The Sylvania Community Action Team is sponsoring the visit, hoping parents will now recognize the red flags of drug use by their children.
No matter where you are in what part of our communities, you're going to find some of this, yes. And so that's why we really want to bring this out in the open. If we don't talk about it and say that this is a possibility, then they think it's always going to happen in another community.
So we want to give the parents an idea where to look. And the things we want them to understand is they know that individual very well. When they see a change, maybe in grades or a loss of interest in something they used to love to do.
The Operation Street Smart workshop is being held here at the Franciscan Center on the Lourdes University campus in Sylvania. Admission is free, and it begins tonight at 7 o'clock. I'm Dick Berry, WTOL 11.
A new pediatric rehab center in Toledo isn't just a place to go for physical therapy. It includes occupational and speech therapy for kids as well. Christina Muchler visited the ProMedica facility today and talked to a family that will benefit greatly from that new location. Christina.
Jerry, the building is on West Sylvania. It's just across the street from the Franklin Park Mall, and the space includes things like a climbing wall, a gym area, even a zip line, so it's pretty cool. The ProMedica Total Rehab staff say it would help kids with motor, sensory, feeding, and communication skills, and for the Cassidy family, it'll be especially important. Their son, Reagan, he's now 8 years old, but he was a preemie born weighing just 2 pounds. It's been an ongoing process to treat his many medical issues, such as cerebral palsy and motor deficits. He's been in and out of treatment his whole life, and as the family explains, the new pediatric rehab center will be life-changing for them.
He's gone from having right side paralysis almost to being able to use that side of his body with the cerebral palsy and the brain injury that he had had. He had had a stroke as a young child as well as a brain bleed. Now we're able to come to one location here, occupational, physical, and speech in one location, which is just phenomenal for him, and he loves it.
We have to drive quite a ways all the way from Oregon to Sylvania, and then so this will be wonderful to have it all in one location, save travel time, and the kids don't have to worry about being in the car for a long time.
You heard there the family talking about the importance of all of these types of therapies being available under one roof. For a young patient who needs this kind of treatment once a week, it'll certainly streamline things for them and other families. The ProMedica Total Rehab is accepting patients and providing therapy services right now for infants, children, and adolescents. You can find more information on our website, WTOL.com. Reporting live in the studio, Christina Muchler, WTOL 11.
All right, Christina, thanks.
Great stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good help, especially when you have a family, to try to get everybody around like that.
Good stuff.
Well, speaking of good stuff, things are going to be warming up over the weekend before a very different forecast next week. Robert has those details.
But first, a new outfit for a local police officer. We're going to tell you how the Fostoria Police Department got it. It's right after the break.
And later in sports, the Adrian College men's and women's hockey teams keep reaching success. Find out about their next step. Straight ahead.